Hi, my name is Brant Garber. I use he, him pronouns, and I'll be performing a monologue from Red Speedo by Hnath, followed by a monologue from King Henry IV, Part 1 by William Shakespeare. The order the other guys always came in when we raced were Tad, and then Rob, and then Craig. And the fingers were like that too. Tad's like the longest, and then Rob, and then Craig. So depending on your finger length, that's it. That's like the order you're gonna win in a race. And I'm like, no way. And Lydia's like, see? And I'm like, well, no way. That means there's nothing I can do. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, that's totally messed up. And I'm like, that really screws with my head. And I'm like, everything I thought was true was a lie. And I'm like, I'm totally screwed. I'm like totally fucked because there's this limit. And no matter what I do, I can get past that limit. And she's like, well, I think I can get you something that could help. And she's like, it's all natural. Let's see what happens when you get on the stuff. And I'm like, what is this stuff? And she's like, it's from natural born baby fetuses. And I'm like, okay. And I tried it. And it worked. And I went from being number 4 all the time to being number 3 all the time to being number 2 most of the time to being number 2 all of the time and to being number 1 most of the time. And I beat Phelps, and I beat Lochte, and I beat Colin, and that's when the world started to notice me. Do not think so, you shall not find it so. And God forgive them that so much have swayed your majesty's good thoughts away from me. I shall redeem all this on Percy's head, and in the closing of some glorious day be bold to tell you that I am your son, when I will wear a garment all of blood, and stain my favors in a bloody mask, which, washed away, shall scour my shame with it. And that shall be the day whene'er it lights that this same child of honor and renown, this gallant Hotspur, this old praised knight, and your unthought of Harry chance to meet. For every honor sitting on his helm would they were multitudes, and on my head my shame's redoubled. For the time will come that I shall make this northern youth exchange his glorious deeds for my indignities. Percy is but my factor, good my lord, to engross up glorious deeds on my behalf, and I will call him to so strict account that he shall render every glory up, yea, even the slightest worship of his time, or I will tear the reckoning from his heart.